In a future where time has replaced money, life itself is the ultimate currency. The poor beg for seconds, and the rich live forever. People stop aging at 25, but from that day, a countdown clock appears on their arm, glowing in neon green. When it hits zero, they die instantly. This is the story of Will Salas, a man born into the ghetto of Dayton, where people run instead of walk, because every second counts. But one day, Will's life changes forever when he's given a century of time and becomes the most wanted man in the world. We open in the gray industrial district of Dayton. Factories roar, and the streets are full of people rushing to survive another day. Will wakes up, checks the glowing clock on his arm. 23 hours left. He's almost broke. His mother, Rachel Salas, greets him with a smile. Though she looks 25, she's actually 50 years old. She's working 2 jobs just to afford bus fare. Will hugs her tight before work, unaware it will be the last time he ever sees her alive. At the factory, workers earn minutes for hours of labor. The price of living keeps going up, and no one questions why. The rich in New Greenwich have centuries on their arms. They live in guarded cities, safe from time thieves and death. The poor, they live day to day. Some die standing in line. That night, Will goes to a bar with his best friend, Burrell. A man sits in the corner, calm, quiet, with over a century of time glowing on his arm. His name is Henry Hamilton. Will warns him, people will kill him for that much time, and he's right. A gang of Minutemen led by Fortis shows up to rob him. A brutal fight breaks out. Will saves Henry, hides him in an abandoned building, but Henry seems strange, tired, empty. Henry, you can't truly live forever without wanting to die. He tells Will that the system is designed. The rich live forever, the poor die young. So the clock keeps ticking for profit. When Will wakes up, Henry is gone, and his clock now shows 116 years. Henry has given him all his time. He leaves a note, greater than "Don't waste my time." Will rushes to find his mother to save her, but the bus fare has doubled. She can't afford it. They both run toward each other on the highway, reaching out. But just before they touch, her clock hits zero. She collapses in his arms. He screams, holding her lifeless body as the city clock ticks mercilessly. From that moment, Will vows revenge. Will buys a sleek car and drives across the time zones into New Greenwich, the world of the rich. He moves differently now, walks slowly, confidently, because he has time. He checks into a luxury hotel and begins to play high-stakes poker. The room is full of immortals, laughing as if death never existed. Will faces Philippe Weiss, a powerful billionaire who owns half the world's time. Will, if you had as much time as I have, what would you do? Weiss, smirking, stop watching the clock. At the table, Will wins centuries in a single night. The crowd is stunned. He catches the eye of Sylvia Weiss, Felipa's beautiful daughter, a woman who's never known hunger or fear. But not everyone believes Will's luck. Timekeeper Raymond Leon, the law's enforcer, arrives with his men. They investigate Henry Hamilton's death, and Will is now the prime suspect. They accuse him of murder and stealing time. Will tries to explain, but Raymond doesn't care. Raymond, no one gives away a century. No one will escapes with Sylvia taking her hostage in a desperate chase through the time zones. Raymond's men chase them through the ghettos. Will and Sylvia crash their car and hide in an abandoned house. For the first time, Sylvia sees the poor struggling, mothers begging for minutes, workers collapsing in the streets. She realizes her world was built on their suffering. As they spend time together, something changes between them. They start to care for each other. Sylvia decides to stay with Will. Together, they rob time banks and give the stolen time to the poor. They become modern-day Robin Hoods, spreading years of life to those who have none. Every time they hit a new city, chaos erupts. People finally have time to live, to think, to fight back. The system starts to collapse. Meanwhile, Raymond hunts them relentlessly. He finally corners them, but in the chaos, he forgets to recharge his own clock. It hits zero, and the man who enforced the system dies by its own rule. Will and Sylvia plan their final mission: steal 1,000,000 years from Philippe Weiss's private vault. They sneak in disguised, breaking through laser gates and biometric locks. When they finally reach the vault, the sight is unreal. Rows of glowing capsules, filled with centuries of human life. They load a capsule and race toward the ghetto. The city watches as Will transfers 1,000,000 years into the public system. The countdowns on the arms of the poor suddenly jump up. Hours, days, then years. For the first time in history, everyone can breathe. Philippe Weiss stares in shock as his empire crumbles. People quit their jobs. The rich panic. The time zones dissolve. Will and Sylvia stand on a hill watching the world change. Sylvia, we've given them time. Will, smiling, now let's hope they use it. The camera zooms out as they walk toward the next city, ready to keep fighting. Greater than, for some, time was always money, but for Will Salas, time became freedom.